Part of the game plan was to shut David Neitz down and run the ball out of defence.
Yeah, it was. Neitz has been really good for him, and Dunks has been doing the job there. But I suppose we had the run of the play, so you know, if Melbourne get more control, it'll help Neitz, obviously.
And a good start from Barry Hall after missing 5 weeks.
Yeah, he looks really sharp. He's trained really hard over the last 5 weeks, and really sharp. He knows he's only got 2 games to go.
Okay, thanks, Steve.
Thanks, mate.
Believe it or not, possessions are dead level and inside 50s are dead level in the opening term. It's just Sydney's transition play from defence into attack has been, well, as good as you've just about seen all year.
And a lot more direct. They've had less kicks, but, gee, they've been efficient with their kicking.
Second term action. 31 points is Sydney's lead as we start the second quarter at the MCG. Good's got the tap out. Ward worked off the football illegally, said the umpire. And he'll get the first effective disposal of the second term. Daniel Ward coming up for his 8th touch. Nathan Brown has 9 for the Demons. Bruce 7, Leoncelli 6. As Ward thumps it inside 50. Goods goes back with courage at ground level through the hands of Nathan Brown. Fosdyke had it pinched by Goods. Kicks around his body towards the middle of the ground. Woden tries to stand up in the fixed tackle. Gets taken to ground. We'll have a ball up. Brett Kirk has 10 possessions for Sydney. He leads the game. 8 to Williams. 7 each to Creswell and Fosdyke. There's Brett Kirk. 8 handballs in that 10 possessions. He's worked very hard across half back. He's been an architect. Just setting up attacks. And he almost got his hands on the ball again there. Fixed up into the path of Bolton. It's picked up by Fosdyke. Kelly soccers it off the ground. Just his second possession. Bizzle dished off a handball to Luke Williams, who came into the side for Steeman Armstrong, who was the late withdrawal this afternoon. Wheatley bumped off the ball by Nix, but uses his support and Woden back to Wheatley. Handball to Brown, just sat up. Leoncelli thumps it high inside 50. Uze out of position. At ground level, it's still alive for the Demons. Dunkley didn't take possession, went the fist. Picked up by Wheatley. He's run down by Goods. And again, Sydney there in numbers. This time it's Williams. He chips outside defensive 50. Creswell couldn't quite hang on to the mark. And Luke Williams takes it to the line for the Demons. They trail by 31 points. We've played almost 2 minutes in the second term. Just a good effort from Luke Williams there to make sure Sydney didn't come away uncontested from half back.
Williams again enjoying a very good game. Playing in defence, so is Kirk. Look away handball, didn't really hit his target. He was looking for Creswell. But their on ballers have been so good. Kirk's had 10 possessions, Williams had 9, Fosdyke's 8, Creswell has had 7. So they're winning the ball and running with the ball. 6-3-39 the Swans, the Demons 1-2-8. And the tackling of Sydney in the game so far has been just absolutely magnificent. No easy kicks, no easy handballs for Melbourne today. Playing for that spot in the top 8. Ty Kennelly comes away. Edge of the centre square. O'Keefe finds Creswell, can set it up. Rockets the ball, didn't hit the target. He was looking for Fosdyke. Melbourne under pressure across half back. Woden will clean up. Wheatley, short, very short. Finds Godfrey. Seymour traps it. Taken by Kelly. Great kick! And finds O'Keefe. Well, Godfrey's been playing on Paul Kelly. He's been doing a tagging job. He's only had the one handball until that kick then that found, and there they are. Godfrey and Kelly have been at it. And the Sydney Swans players are getting a little bit agitated. But Godfrey then didn't quite hit the target, and Kelly made him pay. Now, O'Keefe kicked 5 goals. He was a surprise packet against the Kangaroos. 45 metres out. Here's a beautiful kick. Hammers it home. And the Swans are killing the Demons at the MCG. 7-3-45, Melbourne 1-8.
Well, you said great kick by Paul Kelly, and the reason you said that, KB, he kicked it off one step when he intercepted, and he knew what he was doing. There's the interception. Came through to Kelly there, and he knew he was there. Well done. He just saw him out of the corner of his eye, and O'Keefe, as you said, got under a few defences guard in the last month, and we know that he can kick a goal. As you said, kicked 5 goals a couple of weeks ago.
Well, this situation's just getting out of hand for Melbourne now. They have conceded some big leads and run sides down this season, but
and
the margin out to 37 points.
Jason, there's not many times you see Jeff White a lot in this quarter's been out-jumped by Adam Goods. Not on that occasion.
Got over the top of him that time, got it down to Powell. Was taken in a tackle, still got the ball forward. Melbourne trying to keep it alive through Leoncelli, who went to ground, but it's picked up by Creswell. To Matthews. Wheatley went the bump. Paddled wide to Seymour. He goes inside 50. Barry Hall just underneath the contest on that occasion. Here's Kirk again. Chips it towards the line. Williams tries to run it down and keep it in. He does so, only momentarily. We'll have a throw in about 30 metres out from the Sydney goal. As Kennelly comes to the bench for a rest, he'll be replaced by Daniel McPherson. Kennelly's had 6 possessions in the game. Melbourne need a spark. They need a lift. Here's Hall. Just worked right off the ball with strength. Tried to get it to Nix. Wheel in the intercept for Melbourne. Crunched by Kirk. Umpire said illegally. A chance for Melbourne now. Can they break and run off half-back? Get something going. It's Uze. His 7th possession. Towards the wing. It's a contest and the numbers are with Sydney at the moment. Goods laid a beautiful shepherd on Godfrey. Just took him out of business. Released Kelly. He gave it to Matthews, to McPherson. Back to Goods. Steps around the Leoncelli tackle. Handball to Fosdyke, was taken over the shoulder. Gets the free kick, moves it quickly. Seymour's in the middle of the ground, goes straight up the middle. O'Loughlin's found some space. Just got away from Whelan and took an uncontested mark inside the 50.
Now, Tony, there's about 10 Sydney Swans players who are running all the way down to the forward line, and then when Melbourne gets the ball, they run all the way back into defence. There's about 10 of them, and they just keep running up and down the ground.
I think they're playing without, well, with the thought process that if we make mistakes, Paul Roos isn't going to take you off the ground. Very confident in the coach to allow him to play.
O'Loughlin from just inside the 50. Slams through another one, his second. And the Swans roll on at the MCG. Hard-running football from Sydney. They are streaming forward, but somehow, Tony, they're still leaving space to each side for their forwards to lead into. It's a brilliant game plan and being superbly executed.
Well, they're winning all the one-on-ones. They're so proactive at the moment. The Ds look so flat, and you can just see here, fantastic movement in the centre corridor. They've used the corridor very well, and Brad Seymour, sometimes his kicking lets him down, but Matthew Whelan on Michael O'Loughlin, if you can isolate that one-on-one, he will outmark him every time. On that occasion, he didn't need to because he made space, and they have made a change. Cameron Bruce, that's a better matchup because Cameron Bruce can mark above his head.
Sydney by 43 points. They've got 4 set forwards, they've got 4 guys in defence, and the other 10, they just run between full forward and full back. Here come the Swans again. They are absolutely inspired, and sensational tackling by Williams. Loose ball. Leoncelli finds Brown across half back. He's had it 11 times. Powell. Kelly so quick. Drags him to the ground. In the back.
Uze just feeling the right shoulder there, KB. You mentioned one of those crunching tackles. He's got up quite sore.
Here's Kelly and Powell. Just fell on top of him, didn't he? He went to take him from the side, but he just lost his footing. Powell, loose player is White. Dangerous kick. Tied up by Nix. So now all the Swan players run back inside 50. They get the numbers back. Fixter, pushed in the back. No free kick.
Free kick. Ran the neck to Powell.
Caught high, so Powell will take the free kick. I thought Fixter might have been a little bit unlucky. It was very similar to Powell's free kick a few moments ago. It took him front on.
Had to be a free kick against Leo Barry.
Not much in that one, Tony.
No, it just didn't go low enough, but as soon as you put your hand across, especially the first grab, KB, it's going to be a free kick around the neck. Gee, they still had numbers back then, the Swans. One of their Swans players dropped the ball in the 50. Getting numbers back in front of Neitz again.
Should kick a goal. He's just 20 metres out, directly in front. They trail by 43 points, the Demons. Powell leans back, unloads, and pops it through.
So can the Demons get some momentum, Tony? We've seen all year they are capable of slamming on goals in a hurry. I think of the West Coast game a few weeks ago when they looked down and out. They trailed by 5 goals, came storming back into the game. Where's that spark going to come from?
And there's Adam Uze in that crunch there. We can just see, gee, both sides going at it pretty hard. Well, they've just got to pick up the momentum and be aggressive at the ball. I think they're a little bit reactive at the moment. Get on the front foot and say, look, we're that far behind at the moment. Just play the game. And that way they can get back into the game.
So the Demons get their second through Stephen Powell. He's had 9 possessions. Behind Brown with 12. Leoncelli also with 9 for the Demons. White got the tap. Bolton got to the ball first. Tried to keep it alive for Sydney. Spills out towards Kelly. His shadow Godfrey right with him. Lee and Shelley work Fixter off the ball with strength. Handball to the run of Godfrey, who peeled away from Kelly. Goes inside 50. Kick tumbled forward. Was looking for Powell. Just sat up for Matthews to slap it to the line.
Yeah, that was desperate play by Paul Kelly. I thought he should have got a free kick, and then he jumped to his feet and he chased.
Just got a fingernail. There it is. Great pressure.
Goods and White. White in front. Infringement of the ruck contest going the way of the Demons. White just taken high.
I'm just wondering whether Adam Goods might be feeling the pinch a little bit now, KB. He's done a great job for a quarter and a half. Just wondering who the Swans might play in the ruck once he does need a rest.
Well, they don't have too many options.
They haven't.
The Demons have Jolly and White to double team him all afternoon.
Andrew Shawwell has run around the ground before as a mobile ruckman, so he would know what to do, but the centre bounce would be a problem there.
White doesn't kick a lot of goals. He's kicked 3 goals 3 this season. He's not going to get there with that one. Right to the line. Big fly off the hands of the pack. And through for a rush behind of the Demons.
That's the area of the ground that, the game that Jeff White has to improve is his goal kicking. As a ruckman and a player should be able to go forward the way that he marks the ball, and his athleticism, he needs to kick more goals for the D's.
So Melbourne just have had the run of play over the last few minutes. They need to start making it count on the scoreboard. They trail by 6 straight goals. Ball's with Paul Williams. Will he play onto himself again? He does. Just gets that extra distance, thumps it long. White's underneath this one and takes the mark. Didn't quite come off that time for Sydney. White goes laterally. Powell still inside the centre square. Spots a target deep in the forward pocket. Neitz goes back. It was initially intended for Uze. He snaps at goal. Misses to the near side, and just as Tony Shaw's called for, Adam Goods comes to the bench and Andrew Shawwell replaces him. You should think about coaching, Shaw.
Can't get a gig.
Swans by 35 points. Williams sets it up as the playmaker out of defence, finds McPherson. Come on in this second quarter, replacing Ty Kennelly. Kirk playing in front was manhandled.
He's been a good player today, KB, across half forward, coming in for his 13th possession.
Well, as I said a couple of weeks ago, I saw him play his best ever game. This young man from North Albury has really developed. Did kick 3 goals for the Swans last year in that final at Colonial Stadium against the Hawks. Looks like he's taken a very big step in his career. Johnston has to concede ground, backtracks, retreats, kicks under pressure. Kirk shouldn't have gone. Good enough to get the handball away. The crowd stands and delivers. Out comes big bad Barry. Couldn't take it. Whelan squeezed up on the boundary line, sets it up and finds Williams. Quick hands, they'll come away from half-back as Williams pumps the ball back. Fixter, great grab. Leon Shelley, third in line to Woden. Brownlow medalist sets it up to Uze, tries to drill it. Spots it well to Brown's been a big ball winner today. Neitz is going to be the target. Couldn't take a one-hander. Green overruns the ball. And Leo Barry forces it through from behind. So wasted opportunity for Melbourne. And young Green just couldn't pick the ball up. He had a touch of the fumbles. And one thing we know, good players don't fumble. Got to take it first grab.
They are turning the momentum a little bit though, KB, the Demons.
Well, they have come on strong in recent weeks, haven't they, after poor starts. They trail by 34 points. Matthews pumps the ball back into play. Dunkley went the big fist. Bolton was involved as well. Fosdyke, like a lot of Sydney Swans players, runs with the ball, carries it to the next line. Looked like a shove out that time from Barry Hall. Not paid. Over the line for a toss back in. And young Chris Lamb has still got the job.
That's what he's got to do, isn't it, KB? Tony,
well, you can see Barry Hall here and Creswell. Well, he should have called Creswell back into the ball and protect his back on that occasion, Barry Hall. Just too eager to get the hands on the ball himself when he should have helped his teammate.
Jolly's into the ruck. Jeff White's come to the bench with Adam Goods having a rest. Neil Danaher taking the opportunity to rest his ruckman. And it is a free kick. Russell Robertson disappointed with his effort.
Well, just a bit ambitious on that occasion.
Creswell. No one stands on the mark. Melbourne have flooded back, so he plays on. Goes inside 50 looking for Hall. And he takes the mark. All a bit simple.
Well, he hasn't dominated this quarter because the ball hasn't been up there as much. As you said, Jason, that the momentum's probably gone Melbourne's way a little bit, but he's too strong. I still believe that maybe Wheatley could do the job. Coming in for a shot on goal for his 3rd goal in a little over a quarter and a half.
This one would really sting the Demons. They have had the better of the last 5 or 10 minutes, but haven't been able to put it on the scoreboard. A chance for Barry Hall to kick goal number 3. Just outside the 50. He launches it. And launches it straight through the middle. Hall's got 3, and the Swans settle at the G. Important goal, that one. Really would sting the Demons. They've worked hard the last 10 minutes, but for little reward.
Well, we looked up the other end, and Brad Green's fumble, as KB said, should have been a certain goal. Look at the body strength. He just held off with one hand, and Lamb, nearly a free kick for holding the arm anyway. That is a strong mark. Again, 3 goals at this stage of the game. Just wondering whether they make a change with Bizzle or Wheatley. They've only got those 2 options because they're lacking key defenders.
Let's go down to Wayne Schwass.
Yes, Jared Sundquist warming up on the boundary line for his first run in his first AFL game. An exciting time for the young fella.
Well, the Swans lead by 40 points. They led by 31 points at quarter time. And young Sundquist from Glenelg, still a teenager, just 19 years of age. And what a big moment playing your first game on the MCG.
Jason Saddington into the ruck, KB, thinking he's got a very good leap. Looks like Andrew Shauble's gone to centre half back.
Butterflies would be churning around that young boy's belly as we speak. Bolton, much improved player as well. Adds a lot of bounce to the Sydney side. He's been threatening to be a good player now for a couple of years, Jude Bolton. Bizzle, we're told he may have a broken hand. We can see the hand there, right hand heavily strapped. More dangerous kick. O'Loughlin might make him pay. Big Bad Barry's got it. Barry Hall from 40 metres out. Slams it home. He's got 4. And a monumental error from Clint Bizzle.
Maybe he's got a broken foot instead of a broken hand, Tony.
Well, he mightn't have been able to guide the ball down. We can see the strapping on the hand there. Whether he's can't guide the ball down as well, I think he might have had pain injections, which means sometimes you can't feel your hand. Great play by Michael O'Loughlin. That is a smart footballer. Knocked the ball back. He had 3 Melbourne players around him, and Barry Hall doesn't let him down. Good play by Michael O'Loughlin then set up that goal.
So Barry Hall has 4, and the Swans have 10. The margin out to 46 points. Just under 9.5 minutes remaining until half time. Jolly against Saddington. Saddington jumped over him and got the tap, but only as far as Whelan. Towards half forward. Picked off by Kelly. Tumbles a kick towards half forward. Here's O'Loughlin. Quick hands through Bolton. Was looking for Crouch. Melbourne get the turnover through Whelan to Godfrey. His kick only as far as Matthews. Matthews towards half forward. Creswell stood tall. Received the oncoming contact and got the free kick. Hall offers the long lead. They'll approach it right at 50. Up goes Hall and takes the mark again. Well, Barry Hall is threatening to rip this game to absolute shreds.
And also Godfrey will be coming off now, and because Paul Kelly's been moved into defence.
Hall went looking for the Williams-Uze contest. Wasn't a percentage kick. Uze did enough to bring it to ground. And Liancelli thumps it out of bounds on the full. Hall will get another go.
So not much point in tagging Paul Kelly. So that was a smart move by Sydney to put Kelly in defence.
Hall goes sideways to Bolton.
What about the Hall matchup, KB? Would you make a change with Chris Lamb?
Well, I suppose
3 goals were kicked against him. That last one, he couldn't be blamed for that.
He's had 4 kicked on him.
Bolton went looking for Creswell, missed the target. Liancelli again to try and shut him down. Creswell stays alive from right on the 50. High kick. Williams will come late to this contest. He did.
The question is, Tony, who can they put it for back? We know they've lost Dallas.
You just swap either Bizzle.
Haven't got Nicholson.
Yeah, but swap either Bizzle or Wheatley, because if he keeps going at this rate, he's going to kick 8 for the game and win the game for him. So just make a change. You lose nothing.
Bizzle breaks to the members' side, receives the kick from Ward, then chips forward to Uze. This is what Melbourne needs, some flow, some transition from half back to half forward. Kick was poor. Robertson upends Bolton. Ball still alive. It comes back to Walsh. Walsh to Woden. Would like to get back onto his left. He does. From 48 metres out. Goes for home and puts it through. Well, Woden gets his first. The Demons get their third. And that's a little bit better, a bit more aggressive. And finally, Tony, some run and link play from half-back.
Well, that was his 5th possession, Woden. Some of these midfielders for Melbourne need to get a lot more of the ball. Walsh, who's started on the bench, came on the ground. We know he's hard at it. Russell Robinson kept the ball alive, but Woden on that trusty left foot. Very good shot from just around the 50-metre mark. Again, another player needs to kick more goals to be a benefit in the midfield for the D's.
Shane Woden, that was a good goal. He had very little space to work in to get back onto that left foot. Especially kicked it from a standing start. They trail by 40 points, the Demons, and we've played 20 minutes into this second quarter. Kelly with a handball, but the whistle is gone. 7.5 minutes left in this second term. 10-3-63 the Swans, 3-5-23 Melbourne. They trail by 40 points. There's Godfrey taking a bit of a spell on the bench. Has had the job on Paul Kelly, particularly when he's started up forward, but Kelly now is really playing across half-back. Shawball taking his turn in the ruck. Brown has had a big game. Possession number 15, just tumbles the ball forward. Canelli, desperate play. This young man is a coming star for Sydney. Leo Barry goes wide. Finds Shawball on the stretch. It's on centre wing. One of 2 Collingwood players in recent years to win the best and fairest for Sydney. Paul Williams last year. Williams would be strong favourite to win it again this year. Strong play by Whelan, but he needs support. And there's Sundqvist with his first kick in AFL football. Hall couldn't take it. Great tackle by O'Loughlin,
in the back.
So advantage has been paid. Brown sets it up, rockets the ball. They need some run out of defence. Whelan from half-back has just come off the bench, replacing Godfrey. Powers the ball down towards the half-forward line. Vardy's found some time on the bench as well. Matthews, consummate defender across half-back. Canelli sets it up well. Great vision by the young man. Now the run will come. McPherson is going to be run down. Loose ball. And backing back is Bruce. So the Melbourne defence under a lot of pressure. 6 minutes left in this second term. Whelan from half-back. Centering kick. Finds Ward, who will run with the ball. He's a thumping kick as well. He just kicks the space. Dunkley. Just one more game to go before he retires. And Kelly can't take it. It's over the line, out of bounds on the full.
The game is just starting to open up for the Demons. Their delivery inside 50 just letting them down at the moment. Sure, if they can put that together, you just get the feeling that Melbourne can string together a couple of goals.
Well, it's pretty hard because every time they look up the forward line, there's another 2 jumpers with red and white in it. So they've got no one to kick to at the moment. Even David Neitz could come up to centre half forward for 5 minutes.
Well, Woden to Bruce. Bruce runs to 60 metres out. Just thumps it long. There
he is.
Robertson at the front of the contest. The ball just cleared it, and Neitz ducking around the back. Takes the mark on his chest, 25 metres out.
Actually, there was some space created then, Tony, because the kick was good enough
penetrating
to go over the big pack of players, and then, of course, the space was at the back.
Well, you just saw that mark then. It was 3 Swans against 2 defenders, but you're right, KB. It had another 5 to 10 yards on the kick from, I think it was Cameron Bruce.
So Neitz, 5th possession coming up. Chance for his first. Goes for goal, and the skipper gets one back for the D's. So 3 goals for Melbourne this quarter. They've got 4 for the game, and the margin back to 34 points. And Tony, as I mentioned, just starting to sense the game is opening up. Melbourne, just a little bit more run out of half back. They've just got to be able to finish like Cameron Bruce did on that occasion.
Well, the Swans have won the quarter by 3 points to this stage, so they'd be happy with that. But you're right, they are running a little bit more. There's not as much tackling as what there was in the first quarter, so both sides are finding a lot more space.
So some positives for the Demons to focus on now. They are starting to run off half back and getting that running game going. They do play well. They can kick goals in a hurry. And they do run games out well. Here's White. Momentum is starting to shift in this one. Williams slaps it to Powell. Ward had a fresh air shot. Creswell to Bolton. Saddington by hand to Canelli. And he links up with Goods. Through the middle of the ground. Tumbles it inside the 50. Numbers back there for Melbourne. It's Wheatley to Walsh. Back to Wheatley. Again, they try to create off half back. Bruce to Johnston. Releases Nathan Brown. He goes by hand as well to Whelan. Now they need to find a target. Williams. Over the top came Bolton. Uzay's taken in a tackle as well. Woden tried to keep it alive, was pinched by Bolton to Williams, sweeps a handball over the top. Creswell, one-on-one, Lamb and Hall. It clears that contest. Lamb to get back. He's got two in support. If he can get the football, he can't. Here's Hall, fends off one, fends off two, snaps a goal! Brilliant from Big Baz.
Well, that's the play of the day. Barry Hall taking him on. He-man stuff by big, bad, bustling, bouncing, bruising Barry Hall.
He's kicked 5, 3 for the quarter.
I think it was a slogan of a political party. It's time. Well, I think it's time for the change now. Again, body strength. Walsh tried to come in, went too high. That is a great goal, a team-lifting goal, and one that can hurt the Demons because they have tried hard. They have been back in this game. And again, it was only body strength. And just about Chris Lamb, KB, look, he could have had a shocking injury last week. Just things mightn't be right mentally with him. But this Barry Hall, what a great return to football. Kick 6 in the corresponding game this year. Well, he's got 5 now, and it's nearly half time.
Swans by 40 points. Team lifting stuff by Barry Hall. Such strength. Really imposing himself on the game. Whelan still inside the centre square. It's a high ball. Leon Kelly. Fosdyke over the top. Look at the desperation there of Kelly as he dives on the ball. They'll pile on top and we've got a ball up still inside the centre square.
The difference in efficiency, Tony. Melbourne are working their butts off to try and get a shot at goal at one end. Sydney at the other end, so efficient. Just get it down there and they've got a focal point who can do the job for them.
Well, both sides have got a loose man in defence, but I think the Sydney defence is doing a lot better than Melbourne at the moment. And as you said, a better focal point.
5 goals to Barry Hall, 2 in the first quarter, 3 in the second term. Williams has been a star. To McPherson, he'll set it up. The run comes, and Kirk will kick a goal. Well, the Swans are inspired. When Barry Hall got past Lamb, pushed off, and then pushed Walsh in the chest and kicked that goal, I reckon the entire Sydney side grew another foot.
They did.
And this boy, I tell you what, he's gone from being a no-name Brett Kirk, 5 weeks ago, to being an absolute playmaker and match winner for the Sydney Swans.
And you think he's in good form. There's another player, and as you said, the best and fairest of last year, and he came from Collingwood, Paul Williams. He released that ball with a handball out of the centre corridor. Williams has had 13 possessions. Kirk and Creswell have had 15 each, so they're getting a lot of the ball around midfield. And for the D's, Nathan Brown's had 16 possessions, not a pure midfielder.
5 minutes ago, the momentum was with Melbourne. Barry Hall just fended off a couple and snatched some momentum back for Sydney. And they're back in control of this contest. Here's a chance for the Demons to get one back through Brown. Runs to 45, unloads at goal. Misses to the right-hand side, Nathan Brown. Has worked hard all afternoon. 17 possessions for Brown. 12 each to Leon Kelly, Powell and Ward. 11 to Bruce. 10 to Uzay.
Johnny Longmire there and Dennis Carroll, along with Paul Roos, they'll be very satisfied.
Matthews goes looking for goods. Brown forced a contest. McPherson got it forward for Sydney. Nix goes off the ground. Wheatley dives on it. Nix on top of him. No chance to get rid of that one.
Well, Jason, have a look at these for stats. If you talk about forwards for the Melbourne side, Vardy's had 1 possession, Green 3 and Russell Robinson 4. Neither of those 3 have kicked a goal.
And throw in Neitz with 5.
Yeah.
13 possessions between their 4 key forwards. White got the tap to space. Uzay, handball partly smothered by Goods. Leon Kelly tried to stand up in the crouch tackle. Going nowhere. And another bounce.
Andrew Leoncelli, he is trying hard in the midfield, but every time he gets the ball, he's crunched by about 2 or 3 Swans players. They are tackling very well. A lot of pressure out there.
White flipped it back to Leoncelli, was clever. Handball to the run off Nathan Brown. He goes inside 50. Kick clears the marking contest. And Fixter at the back takes the mark. Wants to switch play. The endless run of Paul Williams. He can go further afield to Fosdyke. Can have a bounce, have a couple around the outer wing. No one coming at him. Uzay does now. And Fosdyke goes to that one-on-one. They like that isolation. Ward to Whelan. Under pressure again. Lamb stripped of it by Kelly. Here's Kennelly taken low by Whelan. Play on's the call. Surely he was grabbed around the ankle. And it's out of bounds on the full. Melbourne get it. Just a bit unlucky there, I think, Sydney.
Travis Johnson, the man with the ball at the moment, he's only had 6 possessions. Yeah, no, he was grabbed around the ankle. Should have been a free kick. He's been playing as a loose man defence, Travis Johnson. I think he has to go in the middle to give him some run through the forward line.
He gives and gets.
Like this.
Powell. And here he comes. But again, look at the congestion. Sydney have just flooded back. White. Going to find a chink in the armour at the moment. Woden tried to get back onto his left foot. Goods knew it. It was unfortunate execution from Adam Goods. Just a bit awkward. And Woden gets the free kick. Dishes off to White. White goes towards half forward and Vardy gets hands on it for the second time this afternoon. Has an Achilles problem, Peter Vardy, as we mentioned, been receiving some acute treatment all week.
Horse treatment.
He want to lift his performance. He might end up in the glue factory the way he's going this afternoon. Here's Vardy. He's a goal kicker.
This isn't beyond Peter Vardy either. Does kick the ball a long way.
He shapes to thump it long. From 52 metres out, starts it right to left. It goes right towards the line. Siren sounds for half-time. Umpire has a good look at it, and no score is recorded. So at half-time, Sydney 12-3-75 lead the Demons 4-6-30. In that quarter, the Swans added 6 goals straight. 3 of those came to that man, big bad bustling Barry Hall. The Demons added 3 goals for. It was 31 points at quarter time, and the margin out to 45 points at half time. That man Paul Roos would be very satisfied with his team's effort. They've been disciplined, they've been tough, and they lead by 45 at the main break.